And here we are, folks, in game 2. Hyper Ninja Beam versus a team placeholder. Hyper Ninja Beam actually leading 1-0 this best of 2 group stage. Now, team placeholder, I don't think we've talked about this. Well, we briefly touched on it at the very start. Coming into week 2, Hyper Ninja Beam is 0-2. And team placeholder is 2-0. Now, the best thing that placeholder can do is to go 1-1 to get a point each from a point each this week. They definitely don't want to get 0-2'd. But if they can't, if Hyper Ninja Beam does pick up the 0-2, they are going to be tied for that middle place in the standings. Now, I know we're talking about standings and whatnot, and it's only week 2, and we have a long season ahead of us in this extended, like, 3-month split that we're doing now. But
standings are important.
But standings are important.
I mean,
You want to get, as we talked about this earlier. I think we talked about it in a previous cast as this game's going out. Teams are slowly feeling themselves, well, feeling out each other at the moment, and there is going to be a lot of 2-0s at the start, with teams not familiar with each other's playstyle. But as the longer this season goes on, they will slowly get accustomed to it, and there's going to be more 1-1 splits. So it is essential to get these early points at the start of the season, because they are essentially free, right? So no one really wants to get 0-2'd at the very start. You want to get those points when you can, because it's only going to get harder as the kind of level of gameplay from all these teams are going to rise, and they are going to find, you know, weaknesses in the team's playstyle. So with that said, we'll see if placeholder can bring it back here in game 2. Some aggression coming down in the bot lane too. Spooky Spaghetti actually poking Phoenix quite hard. Smart choice going Flask though for that matchup, knowing that he will be poked out of lane if he doesn't. But eBag here already for Phoenix. Jester says, nice. What? The dodge coming out from Talon. Dodges that Q from Vi. Dude, it's happy feet coming out from Phoenix. Quite impressed, negating all that damage. Not even having to burn that flash. Well done by him. But meanwhile, everybody just really setting up. Nothing too interesting. Jarrett does start off with that relic shield though, so they will have a bit of sustain down there in the bot lane if he can land those auto attacks. Supports have a problem CSing when it comes down to it. Hopefully Kaza doesn't miss too much farm from missed AAs.
The lack of damage doesn't help on the support. Lack of AD.
That's true, but Thresh is a nice support. Does get that bonus on-hit effect thanks to his Flay. Will help a lot, but Professor Chewy getting actually poked down. Big Boss Brennan not able to keep up his shield on him, as Jared is just being really annoying with said auto attacks onto Professor Chewy. Death Sentence not landing though. And it looks like Pampu is grabbing that scuttle for that dragon. Will have vision of it in the lane. But Professor Chewy...
on Vi just backed. Picked up Trailblazer and a pink ward.
Oh, yeah, Trailblazer and a longsword as well.
Longsword.
Yeah, going probably towards that warrior enchant. Panpu trying to see what he can do in the bot lane, but has yet to back actually. Kaza will just ward that. Panpu not able to clear it in time. Get those Q resets. Meanwhile, top lane fairly even. Doran's Blade started out for both, but Thrifty. Sorry, can't read his name. Thrifty. Just gonna poke up Eisenbeard. And we didn't talk about this. Thrifty and Phoenix lane swapping. Thrifty was the Karthus mid lane, yeah. Swapping those roles up to top. Going to be quite a little interesting there. Big Blast measuring, finding that pink ward for team placeholder. Will clear that out. Oh, Shock Blast missing, and Eisen will get a Q to the face. Professor Dewey is still staying in lane while he's low. I know he can't really afford to go back with such a big wave piling up for him, but in the danger territory, one death sentence could spell his doom. It does have the Valkyrie available for him, though. Both mid laners are going back now. Tier picked up for Spooky, but Phoenix does have that pickaxe as they trade in the mid lane. Both of them dropping well below half. Interesting pickup there. Oh, but Death Sentence landing on Professor Chewie. Backflay into Kaza doing a lot of damage, and that's going to be first blood onto Kaza. Heal being popped to save Jarrett's life as Kaza goes back in the flash, and it's a double kill for Kaza in the bot lane. Meanwhile, top Phoenix Genesis will try to flash for Ebeg, but Exhaust is dropped by Spooky, and the turnaround kill. It's going to be a 3-for-0 across the map in favor of Team Placeholder. And just like that, Team Placeholder opens up the game. So, I didn't even notice the summoners of Spooky Spaghetti smartly taking that exhaust, actually saving Ebag's life. Yeah, I have no words either.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I have no words either. I just. But
I guess it makes sense. The amount of assassins they have, he can get that exhaust down.
Yeah, no, that's a really big pickup. Now, I'm wondering why Ebeg started that pickaxe, though. He's not... It's not really a standard thing to start off with. Unless he's going Tiamat.
Tiamat on Talon. I haven't seen Talon in a while, so I honestly don't know what he's going to build.
Yeah, oh, but here it is. Slicing Maelstrom onto Thrifty, dropping Eisenbeard quite low. Will be knocked back thanks to that hammer. Phoenix Genesis is up here. The Talon ulti is popped out as he goes onto Eisenbeard. Eisenbeard has absolutely no idea, and it's going to be a kill onto Phoenix Genesis. Assist going over to Thrifty. And finally, Team Hyper Ninja Beam is on the board. Nice roam coming out from Phoenix Genesis, though. He will pay for it, maybe, with about the loss of half of a wave, if Cassiopeia is going to push that into it. Spooky Spaghetti should be able to push quite fast. Yeah, and he will miss half a wave, and it's a caddy too. Kind of unfortunate. Meanwhile, ping's going down on to a dragon for Team Placeholder, but the Scuttle Vision is in favor of Hyper Ninja Beam. Oh, I think Kaza just missed that caddy. Speaking of caddy, Jarrett was supposed to take it. Is sitting on 2 stacks.
Yeah. That fresh damage, though.
But Kaza is ahead in CS of Professor Chewie, but nice box being landed. Ezreal ulti will drop Big Bounce Brennan down low. That's going to be 1 kill for Kaza. It's going to be, they're trying to look for 2 as... Oh, Chewie is going to force the flash. The flay is going to be enough. Meanwhile, Papu in the mid lane will flash onto Spooky. Nice ulti from Cassiopeia will stop the digression, and oh my goodness, Ebeg will pick up the kill. And that's exactly what you said. Nice Cassiopeia ult will turn that team fight around. And
That was a beautiful Cassiopeia ult.
Team Placeholder running away with quite a substantial lead. 4K gold advantage. Phoenix Genesis is getting caught out in the river now by Jarrett. Kaza likes his chances as he goes in onto that. Ebeg does not have Assault and Battery, but Spooky is right there. Phoenix is not under tower, and he's going to go down.
The
Miss
Cassiopeia damage right now is huge.
and she is just sitting on a tier. It's only going to get worse. Now 4 members of Team Placeholder are just making the rotations, will pick up the first tower of the game, and that's going to maybe be a dragon for them? No, it looks like the bot lane is just going to take the win. I can't fault them for that at all. But Phoenix Genesis, I don't understand what he was doing. Could have easily made it underneath tower at least. Instead decides to go on to Spooky. Spaghetti just outside of tower range will pay for it with his life. That all started though with Panpu going in a little too ham. Popping his ulti and flashing in for that Cassiopeia under tower. Will get turned to stone. And an easy pickup for that. 4K gold lead now for a Team Placeholder, and they are coming out strong here in game 2. Oh, Death Sentence just narrowly missing Big Blast Brendan. Ebeg was charging up a Q as well. Now Phoenix Genesis is waiting in the wings down. Meanwhile, top lane, Eisenbeard is getting poked down by Thrifty. Thrifty doing quite a bit of damage. Kaza gets caught out though by Phoenix there. Nice play to disengage. Help his Kaza. Kaza is exhausted now, but Phoenix Genesis is low. Ebeg is doing a ton of damage. Ulti from Big Blast Brendan will actually save the life of his team, but it's going to be Kaza picking up the kill onto Janna. Janna will be the sacrificial lamb, but Professor Chewy is out of mana. Kaza is going on. Nice play, slowing down Professor Chewy. Ebeg is trying to bait it out, but Professor Chewy is just going to go down, and that's already an unstoppable Ezreal. I mean, Spooky just 1v1 Thrifty's up in the top lane. So much
Spooky with these ults.
Yeah, Panfu's trying to answer for it, but what can a level 7 Rengar do against a Spooky? No, Spooky is doing so much damage, kiting for his life, and oh my goodness! The kite is real as Spooky just takes out Panfu! What is this Cassiopeia? Just doing so much damage. A Thrifty actually did pick up the kill on Eisenbeard off of that, but stuck around too long enough for Spooky to come out atop, kill him. Panfu again going way too ham. Hasn't even finished his warrior enchant yet, sitting on 2 long swords, and is just under farmed. Really needs to just hit the books there, finish his items. Won't be able to impact the team if he can't get there. Phoenix forced the ulti to get out of there, and it looks like Team Placeholder is going to flex their lead by trying to take this first dragon. It looks like Hyper Ninja Beam is just going to let this one go, knowing that they are far behind. And first dragon will go over. Thrifty is going to try to answer with a top turret of his own. It looks like Spooky wants this blue buff, but Spooky won't get that blue buff as Panfu will smite it away, but he's going to cost him his life as Professor Chewy has the Valkyrie of the Wall, gets dropped over really low, forced to pop the heal. Jared puts the box down as Phoenix Genesis is exhausted, going to fall dangerously low, but going to get away quickly with his life. He is needs to get out of dodge.
And in the end, Cassiopeia did get the blue.
And in the end, Cassiopeia did get the blue. That is right. I feel like Hyper Ninja Beam is getting away with minuscule amounts of life, but then deciding to go back in. And that's where it's really biting them in the butt. All the while, I mean, small wins for Hyper Ninja Beam as Thrifty is able to get that top turret, able to push that into that tier 2, but Eisenbeard is here, going to have to, I want to say Spirit Rush, but I know that's wrong. Help me out
Lightning
here.
Rush.
Lightning Rush. Right, that would make sense. He's made out of lightning. Yeah, Lightning Rush away.
Yeah.
Wow. And honestly, Kaza, going a build that I honestly don't favor, but can't fault considering the fact that there are 2 AD assassins, picks up that gauntlet. Going that blue build as. I would have much rather liked to see a Trinity Force. Considering the fact that she is 5-0-2. But,
Yeah.
again, I cannot fault it. It will give that kiting potential, gives the armor for the 2 assassins. But a famous person once said, when you're ahead, get more ahead. But that gauntlet, hey, with results like 5-0-2, I cannot fault her at all. Doing tons of damage now. Pampu goes onto Eisenbeard. He does have Thrifties waiting in the wings. The aggressive flash from Pampu. Eisenbeard drops really low, and Pampu finally gets something done on the board. Picks up his first kill of the game. Will drop there. Flash from Jarrett. Not really hitting anything. Again, a little too aggressive, maybe. Hyper Ninja Beam has their backs against the wall. Team Placeholder really can just slow roll this one. They don't need to do anything too fancy. Nice death settings from Big Box Bender. Has to force the flash, but the E-Bag somehow gets that kill. Oh, smited. No, not smited. He has Trailblazers. I don't know.
Buff?
Red?
Or maybe on the tower?
Yeah, it might actually been the E on the tower. That range was insane, though. Meanwhile, Phoenix Genesis will actually fall. Ulting in. Probably not the best choice of his life. Meanwhile, Thrifty is segregated in. Will actually flash in for a slicing maelstrom. Will actually pick up 2 kills for his team. Professor Chewy doing amazing. Thrifty will sacrifice his life, but Professor Chewy is going to flash away and save his life. And it looks like Hyper Ninja Beam is just desperate right now. Having to make plays like that. Really not worth in the end. But they
Not
are
worth it. They did get the pick up on Cassiopeia. They might have a few seconds to push.
Oh, Flash being forced out of Genesis, but Eisenbeard's not letting this one go, and he just gets deleted as they turn back onto Professor Chewy. Shock Blast should be enough. Acceleration Gate with the double kill for Eisenbeard.
Never mind. The seconds of pushing are no more.
Yeah, and Hyper Ninja Beam is just... they're just outclassed right now. I'm struggling to find the words because they are at such a huge deficit even before 20 minutes in. Rembo, this is
They're being
over a
very greedy.
12k lead. Pampu trying to go into Spooky, but it's a 7-on-1 Cassiopeia. Even if she was alone,
Don't do that.
there was no chance that was going in. Thrifty does get caught by Death Sentence. 3 members, but the big Cassiopeia ulti is going to go down. She is already finished. That Spooky just 1 kill after the other. Death Sentence landing for Jarrett. And off the back, Eisenbeard will pick up Thrifty, and it's 3-0. 4-0.
It is currently 22-5 in kills.
And we are not even at a 20-minute mark. This is Team Placeholder's game to lose right now. And even with their just really slapdash team fights just all over the place, sadly to say, Hyper Ninja Beam is worse. I mean, maybe they could take advantage if they were focusing just a little bit better, but right there, I mean, the support is 4-0 and 4-13 right now. Pampu jumps in onto Jarrett, but Kaza is here. Same with Eisenbeard. These death sentences after death sentences from Jarrett are just spelling death and disaster for Hyper Ninja Beam, and that Slicing Maelstrom will come in. Will finally pick up Kaza. The shutdown goes over to Thrifties as he picks up a double kill for himself, but at what cost?
Hyper Ninja Beam is trying to take fights that they just cannot win at all.
I mean, right now, Thrifty is kind of being the saving grace, but he's only looking good because he's coming in after the rest of his team has died to team placeholder. You know, they've blown everything, they're blinking red, and comes out with a slicing maelstrom, right? And easily picking up the kills. He is sitting on Zanya's, but honestly, team placeholder just needs to farm, needs to split push. As soon as they see a person from team placeholder, they just need to get out. That is literally, even Jarrett on that support thresh could kill them at this moment. Just because he could buy enough time for a member of team placeholder to rotate. That is how far ahead team placeholder is right now. And as you said at the very start, team placeholder's win condition was to just team fight, and they are fighting. Just non-stop fighting, forcing Hyper Ninja Beam into their rhythm, into their tempo, taking fights that they know they shouldn't be taking. Death sentences from Jarrett, though, are just crazy. Meanwhile, Eisenbeard and eBay go on to Panpu, and Phoenix have one kill, though, but Eisenbeard will answer with a double kill. Meanwhile, up here, oh, the damage from Spooky is just unreal right now. Already finished that Archangels and is sitting on that Zanya's. Kaza, too, will just pick up the ace for their team. It is a 31-9. This is a far cry from game 1, where 55 minutes into the game, up until the very end, there was less than a K gold separating the two teams.
This is a very different game from game 1.
Very, and the first inhibitor. No, team placeholder won't even take the inhibitor. They don't need it. They don't need it, Rambo. They don't need it to win this game.
They hold.
They hold. Not because they did anything to hold, just because team placeholder just didn't feel like it at the moment.
They want to make it interesting.
Like, these death sentences right here, Ebeg. Unfortunately, Flay not missing. Eisenbeard with the flank, though. Slicing Maelstrom will pick up one for Thrifty as Ebeg falls to it, but Eisenbeard will be there. But who comes join the party? Spooky doing a lot of damage. Will pop that Guardian Angels. Archangels, not Guardian Angels. And Kaza is here. Double kill for Eisenbeard as well. Oh, and these Shock Blast just ripping apart Hyper Ninja Beam. And this is the kind of the weakness with no real frontliner. Oh, the burst coming out from Corey. We will pick up one, but Spooky Spaghetti and Kaza is here. Look at this. These Twin Fangs are just non-stopped. Kaza will chase Thrifties out. Likes his chat. Nice flash over the wall. Q does miss, though. Zanya's is popped, but that's going to be a dead Thrifties. He'll pop just in case for Kaza.
Cassiopeia feels so far ahead that she picks up a Soul Stealer.
Yeah.
And she is that far ahead.
11,
so safe.
11 1, and 9. Cassiopeia will pick up a Magi's. And you know what? It's not even a bad choice because in any other game, Magi's is really a mid-game item. It's to let you know, oh, you know, I'm not dying, I'm getting assists or kills. Kaza will get caught out by Panpu, but that kite is just too real. Unfortunately, not taking that Lantern from Jarrett. will get picked up by Phoenix, but the damage coming out from Ebeg will respond to it. Hook coming out from it. Assault and battery onto Chewy as he gets chunked out. Targon's being popped onto Ebeg to keep him healthy. Flank coming from Eisenbeard. Thrifty's trying to clean up the fight as per usual, but where's he gonna go? Oh, Death Sentence will land, slicing Maelstrom. Thrifty's will pick up the kill though. And Team Placeholder kind of throwing this team fight a little bit. Double kill onto that cannon. Chewy chasing Ebeg out. They do have control of that jungle. Oh, but Ebeg re-engages and just picks up the kill.
I was gonna say, Hyper Ninja Beam could pick up a dragon that's live right now, but
no. Hyper Ninja Beam, again, they get away, they get these little wins by either, you know, taking advantage of overextending team placeholders, or, you know, getting away with their lives. You know, just getting away with your life is huge, right?
Yeah.
But then they decide to go back in and re-engage. And honestly, they cannot afford to be greedy at this point. If they want any chance to come back into this game. You know, Panpoo stealing away the blue buff. Cassiopeia a little bit salty about that, but in all honesty, Death Sentence landing for Jarrett. Nice lantern gank here. Panpoo is here. It's going to be a 2-4. Nothing right now. Jarrett's not done. The flash. Death Sentence lands on the Thrifty's, forcing him to Zanyas, but Cassia, Spooky, and Kaza right here. Thrifty's doing a lot of damage, forcing Spooky to Zanyas, but he's going to fall in the end. Meanwhile, Ebeg just solos the AD carry of Hyper Ninja Beam, and finally, they decide now is time to take an inhib. Death timers aren't actually even that long, but they might take a Nexus turret. In all honesty, this game could have been over a couple minutes ago, but Death Sentence lands onto Phoenix and he just blows up. Box being dropped by Jarrett, forcing Panpoo in, and he's one dead kitty cat, and that's just going to be a double kill for Kaza as they siege the Fountain right now. Ebeg working away at that Nexus turret, being, guys, we need this to win. Thrifties will pick up a double though, as team placeholder overstays their welcome. But I've said this once, I'll say it again, at what cost?
They held one Nexus turret at least. They still got one. I don't know how long it's gonna last though.
I mean, Barret is available. Team placeholder just in charge of everything. Taking all the dragons on the field. Map domination. It's just, it's looking grim. It's looking grim for Hyper Ninja Beam. And, you know, Thrifty is taking advantage over team placeholders' overextensions, but I honestly do not know if a Kennen can solo carry this game. Jarrett's death sentences have just been on point. Spooky's kiting on this Cassiopeia is just unreal.
With a 12 stack. 12 stack? Yeah. 12 stack Soul Stealer. Looks like going for that death cap. He's going to be putting out a lot of damage very soon.
If Spooky wasn't already putting a lot of damage, there's an ulti from there. Thrifty gets caught out, forced to Zanyas, but it's only going to extend his life by 2 more seconds as 2 Death Fangs, Twin Fangs finish him off. The flash from Spooky will go, and E-Bag will pick up the kill onto Big Blast Brendan. It honestly doesn't matter who picks up the kill anymore, as the support for Team Placeholder is 4-5-29. Eisenbeard just tower diving Phoenix like it ain't no thing as they work away at that top T2 tower. And really, Hyper Ninja Beam is still in this game just because they can.
Hyper Ninja Beam getting the bot inhib tower.
Yeah, Panpoo just split pushing there. Thrifty is trying to defend as best as he can. One last ditch effort. Professor Chewy actually will pick up Spooky off the back. Oh no, Magi stacks. But Kaza is here. The teleport coming from Eisenbeard will push them back to Fountain. And that, ladies and gentlemen, 31 minutes into the game is going to be GG. Well played. Team Placeholder tying it up in week 2, 1-1. Securing those points. And taking away those coveted, 2 O's, those 3 points in the standings from Hyper Ninja.